Welcome back. It is Thursday, June 1st, in the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way. I'm Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday, a massive day, a 4-1 day. Hey, we'll take it. We had the Nationals plus 1.5. We'll cash that one. Nerfy Nation got to wave the flags. I had two hit parlays. Both of those smacked. Our only loss was the Rays Cubs over 8.5, which I know Logan is. We're down bad. That one was about as close as it could get. The Cubs had so many chances to push it to extra innings. It should have been a 5-0 day, but hey, we will never complain about a 4-1 day. We certainly will take it. And if we take a step back, look at May as a whole, it was a 51-41 month, up 8 units. So if you tailed all of our plays, you walked away with over 8 units. We'll certainly take that. Now, we did survive a mini cold spell in there. Hopefully, we can have an even bigger June, as it is June 1st. But first off, I do want to talk about a sportsbook offer. We talk about these almost every day. We do have one on DraftKings. Here it is. They upped their offer, and it's a pretty good one. You can build your bankroll with DraftKings. New users can get $200 in bonus bets. All they got to do is bet $5. Here's how you do it. Sign up at the top link in the description, deposit and bet $5. You get $200 in bonus bets instantly. I talk about DraftKings a lot because I love betting our MLB hit parlays on there because they void the player if they do not start. But either way, if you want to take advantage of that, it's down below. We do not have a parlay of the day today. In June, we're switching to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. So you have to wait for tomorrow's parlay, which will be 3 Nerfies as usual. But Logan, I know you got a good play cooked up for the people. It's a short slate. What you got for them?
Yeah, it is a short slate, and these games do start early, so I want to remind people to get those bets in. But we're going to the Phillies versus Mets game, and I'm taking the over 8.5 total runs between these two teams. Minus 112 odds on Barstool is currently your best value. Now, if you look at kind of the series, you could play this to 9, but I doubt it goes up, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. We've seen 2 low-scoring games to start the series. I think this is where the offense kind of finally comes. Now, if I sound like a broken record from yesterday, well, it's sort of the same logic of that Cubs pick. Now, I could go on a 10-minute rant about that Cubs pick, but I'm not going to. I'm going to talk about this one because I do believe this one will actually be a winner for us. Max Scherzer starts for the Mets, 3.54 ERA, 1.13 whip on the season. You look at that and you're like, okay, decent numbers from Mad Max. Mad Max, normally a guy you think of when you think of an under, but Scherzer has a 9.9% barrel percentage this season, which is the highest of his career. Talked a little bit about barrel percentage yesterday. I'm telling you, when these hitters can barrel up a baseball, that's how you get those extra base hits, and that's how you get those run scoring opportunities. Even though the Phillies offense has been non-existent this series, they match up well historically versus Max Scherzer. Of course, they've seen Max Scherzer. They saw him last year. And look at these splits versus Mad Max. They're actually really amazing. You got Bryson Stott hitting 6 for 7, 857 versus Max Scherzer. You got Bryce Harper, 6 for 20, hitting 300 with 3 home runs. You got Schwarber, 312, 333 average with 2 home runs. You got Alec Boehm, 6 for 19, batting 316 versus Mad Max. So I see all these hitters, and I'm like, if we can get production from those guys today, I know they've been shaky all year long. We're going to stand a really good chance to cash this. Hopefully the Phillies do bring the bats and know what worked well versus Scherzer last time. Now, for the Phillies starting today is Taijuan Walker, 5.57 ERA, 1.46 whip. Yeah, I mean, that ERA is high, and that whip is also high. Walker's expected ERA is a bit lower than that. But if you look at some of the other metrics, hard hit percentage, 40.7%. So I always look at those hard hit percentages like if you're above 40, there's going to be some extra base hit opportunities for sure. And his whiff percentage is only in the 16th percentile. He's not getting the swing and miss, the whiffs. And the Mets are a good team at not striking out already. They're third in strikeouts. And Walker also has the second lowest K percentage of his career at only 18.9%. I'm telling you, when the Mets offense doesn't show up, it's because they're in swing and miss mode. They're whiffing on pitches. And Taijuan Walker this season so far has not been good at getting those swing and miss. And if you look at the Mets offense in their last 3 games, they're in 263 in their last 3 games. I'm finally seeing some signs of life from this Mets offense that can make me comfortably pick an over between these two teams. And now after the starting pitchers come out, we talk about bullpens. Philadelphia 16th in bullpen ERA, Mets 20th in bullpen ERA. Similarly to the logic I used in that Cubs game yesterday when I told you, yeah, you might have to be patient. The runs will come late. The run opportunities were so late in that game yesterday. I think we see the same. Philadelphia being 16th in bullpen ERA and the Mets 20th in bullpen ERA. I think both these, we haven't seen the actual explosion of runs come in the late games yet. But they're just sitting on it. It was very similar logic to that Cubs game yesterday when it was just like they were just sitting on run opportunities late. All you need to cash an over 8.5 is each team to score 4 technically. I mean, that's all you need. It's not actually a very tall task when you sit there and think about it, like, is there an opportunity for each team to get 4 runs? If so, that thing's going over 8.5. So I really do like this play. I hope we get a little bit of revenge from the over 8.5 we suffered yesterday. And hopefully we can cash this one. Again, it's an early start time, so make sure you get your bets in. But Austin, player prop GOAT, what you got for us today?
Yeah, so I got another 2-leg hit parlay, and I do want to say this was probably the hardest one to cook up that I've done over the last 8 days, which we've hit 8 in a row. We're now 17-4 on the year on MLB props, trying to go to 18-4, but it's a short slate. So I tried to find some guys that I trust, but hopefully they're in the lineup today, and that's all we can ask for. We're going to 2 guys, Elias Diaz of the Rockies and Jose Ramirez of the Guardians, each to record a hit, currently minus 104 on DraftKings. Now, if you are on FanDuel and you do have both books, they do actually have this at plus 103 over there. I'm going for the lesser value because I'm not confident Diaz is in the lineup today. This is a Rockies team that, 1, has lost 3 straight games looking to avoid a sweep. 2, a team that always switches around their lineups. Now, I always say bet these on DraftKings unless you have to go to a thing like FanDuel and that's your only book, because DraftKings is, I sound like a broken record, because if Diaz, for whatever reason, doesn't start today, they're going to avoid it regardless of if he pinch hits or not. However, if FanDuel, if they see him pinch hit at the end of the game, goes 0 for 1, they're going to grade it as a loss. So I'd rather take the lesser value, not at like a big difference, minus 104 to plus 103. It's not a huge kind of difference. So I'd rather go here with that void potential in case Diaz doesn't play, because I can't guarantee, especially given that it is a 3:40 start time, look, they might not start him, but I think he's going to be out there today. And let's talk about him first, though. He's batting .321 on the season, so been a very reliable and consistent hitter for this Rockies offense. Is hitless in 2 straight. So if you took him and then you took him again, you're like, you can't go over in 2 straight games. No, you're wrong. He did go over, but I like the bounce back here spot. I just don't see him going over in 3 straight. Diaz batting .352 on the year versus right-handed batters, much better versus righties than lefties, and he's going to face a righty today in Zach Davies. Now, you look at Davies. I was looking for a lefty in the Rockies lineup, and I honestly wish Charlie Blackmon was in the lineup today, but he's still out due to bereavement. And I wanted to go, if you look at his splits, he's actually been pretty bad versus lefties and decent versus righties. However, I think some regression's coming because last year the splits were flipped. So I just don't think he's faced a lot of good right-handed batters, which Diaz I would categorize as a good righty. And we look at over the past few weeks, Diaz has been pretty good. He's been rotating between the 3 and 4 slots. So given that they're on the road, should see 4, maybe 5 plate appearances if this Rockies team can get going. And you're looking at an over-under at 10 in this game. See a lot of people on the under. I just don't. I think this Rock, especially after the Rockies scored 0 yesterday, I think this game goes over, and I think the Rockies got a good chance of winning. As we've talked about before, hard to sweep a team, and I know it's the Rockies on the road, but still, this is hard to sweep an MLB team, especially sweep them and win 4 straight. I think the Rockies got a good chance on the money line, but I'd rather just go to Diaz, and we want to obviously look at the pitches that he's going to see. Now, Davies, let's look at his pitches. A lot of sinkers, 45% sinkers, 28% changeup, 17% cutter. Those are about 90% of the pitches that we're going to see. And Diaz versus those pitches, 400 batting average versus the sinker, 250 versus the changeup, and 438 versus the cutter. So seeing these pitches very well. I'm confident he gets us 1 hit. We just need him in the lineup. He's going to be up at 3 or 4 slot. I think he gets plenty of chances today. I like him. Now, next up is Jose Ramirez. I've got to remind you, Diaz is a starter at 340-ish. So Ramirez back to like 740. But let's talk about him, though, because he's made the parlay before, and he did his job, which is all you can ask for. Now, Ramirez batting .277 on the season. He's had a hit in 6 straight games, and he's batting .331 versus right-handed pitchers. He will face a righty today, and Pablo Lopez, who he's 1 for 3 lifetime against. Now, obviously, you'd love to have more plate appearances versus him, but not really something you can do. I should have mentioned Diaz, I believe, is 7 for 20 against Davies, so he has a pretty good track record there. But let's talk back. Let's get back to Ramirez. Lopez is a good pitcher, Pablo Lopez, that is, of the Twins, and the only real concern here is if Ramirez does draw a lot of walks, but I'm not too concerned about that. I think we'll see Ramirez get on base via a hit, and we look at the pitches he's going to see, and this is the real reason I'm here. You see 36% four-seam fastball from Lopez, then 23% sweeper, 20% changeup, 11% sinker, or sweeper or changeup sinker. You see him on the screen, if I misspoke. But you look at Ramirez versus those pitches, a 278 batting average versus a four-seamer, only a 167 versus a sweeper. That is the least pitched thing he's seen this year. So I think that we'll see him get done, and then 323 versus the changeup, and then 296 versus sinker. So look, Ramirez is a crafty guy. He's capable of getting those bloop singles that if you're betting a nerfy, you're like, you gotta be kidding me. But he's always a guy that's capable of getting those bloop hits, finding the zones, finding the spots in the defense. He's one of the most crafty hitters in the league. Was really good last year. Been slow to start this year, but obviously turning it around with a hit in 6 straight games. I'm just confident Both these guys are going to bat in the 3 or 4 slot. They're going to get their plate appearances, both being on the road, so they're guaranteed to bat for 9 innings. We just need him in the lineup. I'm confident Ramirez is in the lineup. He normally plays every day. Diaz is the question mark, which is why I'm on DraftKings for here. But if we can hit another hit parlay, that'd be 9 straight. It'd be electric if we can do just that. So hopefully we can. Those are my 2 hitters, 2-leg hit parlay. Let's get it done. But Logan, you know what time it is. Murphy Nation, baby. Get the flags out. Get the music out. We're going. We're cashing another one hopefully today. As we said, it's a short slate, but we're going to try to cook up our favorite one. Try to go for 2 straight. As a reminder, we need to hit at least one of these next 2 or else we'll give them a little bit of break. But we're starting off June with a winner because we're going to Padres and Marlins, taking the no run first inning, -115 on Bet365. Now, honestly, given the slate, this is going to be a popular one, and we don't like being on the most popular ones of the day, but there just aren't a lot of ones that we're too confident in on the rest of the slate. And like I said, I only think 8 games today. We're going to go with this one and just kind of cross our fingers, say a prayer that this one does hit. But let's talk about our guy, Jesus Luzardo, who's going to start for the Marlins. We've obviously taken his Nerfies before, and he's been really good to us, 10-1 on no-run first innings this season. The Padres have seen him a little bit before. They are 9th in first inning runs. We know they have that talented top half of the lineup, but Luzardo's been able to do it against anyone he's really faced, so we're confident he can get it done. Who's on the other side, Logan?
Yeah, we've got Joe Musgrove starting for the Padres. Get us those last 3 outs we need, Java Joe. Musgrove 4-2 on Nerfies this year. He hasn't had a ton of starts under his belt, but he's been decent as far as the no-run first inning portion, and he faces a very favorable matchup here. The Marlins, 29th in first inning runs, with the over-under being set to 7.5. Austin and I kind of agreed on this one. We're like, look, if the Marlins go out and score a first inning run with how bad they've been offensively, especially in the first inning, you got to live with it. You got to just know that's fluky. And hopefully Luzardo does hold up his top half of the first inning, and Musgrove takes us home. Come on, Nerfy Nation. Let's get on a mini roll, especially in June. I feel like this could be a good month for Nerfies.
Yeah, let's wave the flags. Let's get 6 quick outs. Let's get those 2 hitters, and let's get a bunch of hits and runs in that Mets game. Let's go 3-0. Bring out the brooms tomorrow. If you want to check out our MLB video, it's on the screen. Our NBA Game 1 video, you can check it out there. Reminder, parlay of the day. It's going to be back on Friday. Now switching to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday there. Love you guys. Have a great Thursday. Have a great start to June. We'll see you guys back in same time, same place tomorrow, Friday morning. See you then. Peace.